Hi, I'm Joshua.
Hi, I'm Chloe.
This is the Musical Chairs podcast.
And basically, it's where we talk about a musical every week and we listen to it and then discuss about it every week.
Yeah. So how are you?
I'm pretty good. I really didn't have like anything to do today, so I'm
Yeah, me
excited to
neither.
be doing this.
Yeah, it's the first episode. Exciting.
I know.
A
I've
lot of
been waiting for
excitement.
this like all week.
I know. I've ever since we started it, I was like the whole week. I was like, oh, it's almost Monday. We can
I know
record
that's what
soon.
I've been thinking. Like I watched the bootleg yesterday and I was just like, this
Yeah,
is
it's very
happening.
good. So yeah. Anyways, the musical we're doing is Waitress. Waitress was directed by Diane Paulus. The music and lyrics were by Sarah Bareilles. It was based off the 2007 film by the same name. It premiered on Broadway in the Brooks Atkinson's Theater, April 24th, 2016. It closed January 5th, 2020. Waitress is a musical about a woman named Jenna in a loveless marriage with her husband Earl. She works at Joe's Pie Diner with her coworkers Becky and Dawn when she unexpectedly gets pregnant with her husband's baby. With a new hot doctor, Dr. Chains Palmer, she must navigate life with this new unexpected news. The original Jenna on Broadway was Jessie Mueller. Dawn was Kamiko Glenn. Becky was Kayla Settle. Dr. Palmer was Drew Gelling. So yeah, that's Waitress.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite song, or like a song that you liked?
I don't know. It's very hard to choose, but
Oh,
like
this is
I
also a musical that I've already listened to. It's one of my favorites. So yeah,
yeah,
but yeah.
yes. This is like my first time listening to it, but he already knew what it was. So, but I don't know, like I really liked the all of them were really good, but I really liked When He Sees Me. I really liked
I
that one.
love that one.
Yeah, I was listening to that this morning and I was just like relatable. Like it's such a good
Yeah,
song.
she's just like a nervous mess. When
I
he sees me,
know.
sing is sung by Dawn, by the way. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's just her being a nervous wreck, being like, I'm going on a date, or I'm setting up to go on a date, and this is crazy, and I'm nervous, and I don't want to do this.
Yeah, and like I love that one. And then when I was watching the bootleg, the She Used to Be Mine like literally just brought me to tears
I know,
because
it's
she is so talented and it is such a good
incredible.
song. Like I've known that song ever since I was like 8. And so it was just like really cool seeing it live and it was
Yeah, it's the amount of emotion put into it
like
is
hmm
crazy. And just
and the
imagine having to do
vocals.
that. Yeah, imagine having to do that 8 shows a week
I know.
and having that same emotion every time.
I know. That was I those would probably have to be my two favorites. But like another one that's really fun is what's it called? The one where it's like never getting rid of me. That
Oh
one's
yeah, that's
also a
never ever
really
gonna
fun
win
one.
me. Yeah.
Hmm.
When Ogie's
Yeah,
like,
I liked that one's a lot of fun too.
yeah, I love that one.
What
Cause
are your
just
favorites?
I mean, pretty much the same. I mean, my favorite is When He Sees Me, just because Dawn's a nervous mess in that.
Hmm.
But yeah, pretty much the same as you. I think
When
it's all
she's
great.
like, "What if
Yeah,
he's colorblind?" That's so funny.
I know.
Oh,
It's great. And then she's also, and then towards the end, she's literally belting and like being twirled and like picked up by people
I
and like thrown across the
know.
stage.
I know, with all the different like guys there too.
Yeah,
That is such a good one. Like I
yeah.
like that song.
Okay, well, just probably from now on, there's gonna a spoiler warning that we are gonna be talking like really about the musical and like what's happening in it and like what's going
Uh-huh.
on, like everything. So if you
Yeah.
don't want to be spoiled or if you haven't listened to it yet, listen to it or watch like a bootleg or something. You shouldn't watch a bootleg, but we did.
Yeah, we watched the slime tutorial. We
Yeah, oh
don't
yeah, sorry, a slime
Yeah,
tutorial.
the waitress slime tutorial. It's where they make slime and
Yeah,
so
they make waitress slime.
yeah,
It tastes like
it's
pies.
mhm. Yes. And there's a new slime every week. Goodness.
Yeah.
But you should go watch it or listen to it if you haven't yet. Don't listen to us now if you haven't done that yet.
Yes.
So
Or do. We can't really stop you.
yeah, that's true, true.
So anyway, what's something I want to talk about it?
I don't
Like,
know.
we can get
Like,
into anything really. We can start off anywhere. Like,
okay, first before we talk about like anything, like I just want to say that during the slime tutorial, the sets were so amazing.
yes,
Like I
they're
loved
great.
them.
Yeah,
Like
they
all the
like
different
fade into each other
pies.
so easily.
I know, and like the floor is so cool with the
Yeah.
like checker. Oh, that is so nice. I love
Hmm.
that.
Yeah. Uh, Something I noticed is that like, but yeah, with the sets, they're incredible. Also, one thing is that like the characters, like they're waitresses, like they like almost the whole time they have a prop in their hand.
I know, and like I loved it because they were just like always just like having, and it was like real. It wasn't like all
Yes.
fake. Like it
Like if
was
they
all like
weren't talking,
real.
they were like going to like the booths in the back, like being like, "Hey, what do you want?" You
Ooh,
know, and like constantly like doing
yeah.
something and like having a prop, cleaning a table, serving something, putting a pie in
Mhm.
a thing, and it's like it's just a constant thing that they're doing. And there's one thing I noticed. It was one of the first times that Jenna had those like moments where she's kind of like in her thoughts, like
Oh
where and
yeah.
like people are like around her like giving her props and stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
she's like I think it's like betrayed by my eggs pie. I think it was one of those pies.
Yes.
It was one of those pies, and like there was a lady where she had to get behind the like the booth area, where like we're like closer to the kitchen. And so what
Mhm.
she did is she brought her like coffee with her, and she went up to Dawn, and she was like, hey, you should like can I grab this sugar real quick and like pour it in? And because after that she had to grab like a suitcase from underneath the thing and like take it over to her. And so she
Oh.
was like over there like being like, "Hey, can I use this thing?" And literally like after like the second like the lights like a spotlight's on Jenna, she literally just drops the sugar and you can see it like fall down to the ground. And then she like grabs it and like puts it over and like brings it over
Oh.
to Jenna. And like yeah, I noticed that.
I know,
And
like they're like so good at like being in character with their like
yes, and
whole
like getting to
waitress
where they
thing.
need to be.
I know, yeah, and like that's really cool too because that was like a minute of improvisation. That was really
Yeah.
good. So
But yeah, like Colleen Ballinger, which was one of the Dons, one of the last few Dons on Broadway. Um, she wait, what am I saying? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, okay, yeah, no, she said, like I said, like they have a lot of props. She said because they're waitresses, they have lots of props. She said they're constantly holding different props
I know.
all
I
the
was trying to
time.
think. Like I was thinking like how that would be like blocked like with all their
Hmm.
props because that has to be blocked and I was thinking like
Yeah.
that must be a lot of
And
blocking.
like
Like
because everything has to be specific to where it has to be. Like you have to put this here very specifically,
exactly.
put that here. Make sure you like don't like pick this up and like forget about it.
Mhm. Yeah, that was just like I literally like could not stop obsessing over the sets. They were so
Yes.
and all the props too. They were so good.
And like the doctor's office, it was I think it was behind the like the booth area. Like when you turn the booth around, it was the
Really?
doctor's office. Yeah.
I love sets like that. Those
Yeah.
sets are like the funnest things in
Uh-huh.
the world. Where they turn around. Mm,
Oh, I
so
love
good.
Nurse Nora. The nurse that like
Oh
keeps coming in.
yeah.
I love her. She's
I
like a great
know.
comedic relief
I
in
know
it.
that I loved watching her too. Like, oh, that was funny when she would just like step in sometimes.
Yeah, and they'd be like
Oh.
doing the naughty.
I know, yeah, and she
And
would
then she'd
just
just
like
be like, "Oh, which one was it? I don't was it in I think it was in Reprise of what's it
bad
called?
idea.
Yeah, where she like walks in and there's like a pie on the chair thing and she's like, "Oh, a pie."
It's like a pie.
And she's just like, "It's mine now."
I know she just
Um
takes all of them.
yeah, you know the girl that played Becky, her name's the you watched the one with Colleen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so she played her name's Charity Angel Dawson, I think, and
Hmm.
she was the original Nurse Nora on Broadway.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so but then eventually she became Becky, and like, yeah, so that was fun.
Oh yeah, that is fun. That's fun.
Yeah, it's like great. Also, I love how at the very end, Jenna is like, you know what? I am breaking up with you, and you know what? We're ending this affair.
I know. That was like literally
And
okay.
this,
So like that was amazing. Like when she
Yeah.
was just like in the hospital room and it was just like she just did it right there.
Hmm.
Like
And she, like,
that
she
was just
just
so
gave
good.
birth.
I know that too. Like I was just like, wow. Like this is just it was so good from that moment. Like I was like,
Yes.
wow, that is that like that takes courage to
Yeah.
be able to do that. And I was just like, wow, this is so
Yeah.
momentous.
She didn't end just one. She ended two things.
I know too, yeah. And like the other one too, like where the affair, like she could have chosen to keep that and
Yeah.
like,
And I think one of the things I've heard some people say, like, one of the things that, like, had her, like be like kind of like, because for the affair she was just kind of like, oh yeah, it's just this guy, and like they both like just kind of hang. It's like she knows he has a wife, but like she
yeah.
hasn't really seen her at all. And so I think like
Hmm.
when in the hospital she saw, she's like,
When she
oh,
saw, yeah,
she's like, oh,
exactly.
she's an actual person
A
that
real thing.
exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not just some random girl that he talks about sometimes. Like, she's a real person with
Yeah.
emotions and like a personality and
Hmm.
like a life. And I think that's when she was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
that's
like,
not good. We
hmm,
need it.
yeah,
This needs to be over."
yeah. That was that was like both that moment, the just the choices and the courage, like that was just so good. And
Yeah,
then after that, I was so happy with like the shop and like her little child just like
yeah.
running around the shop. That was so happy. Like I loved that. That was so good.
I know. The what's her name? Lulu. Yeah, the Lulus are always so cute.
I know. I was just thinking, like, imagine being like a little child on Broadway for like
Yeah,
5 seconds. That would
yeah.
be,
She literally just walked in. It was like, "Oh, hi."
yeah, like that would be like younger me's dream, just like being
Yeah.
on being on Broadway for just a little bit. That'd be so
Just for
cool.
like the 5 seconds of fame.
Just like the little end song. And,
Yeah.
but
There was
yeah,
a cut song from Waitress. I think it's called like
really.
Lulu's Pie Song or something like that. Yeah, and
Oh,
it's gonna be a song between Jen and Lulu, like talking
oh,
about them
really?
making. Yeah, they didn't they cut it was cut, but yeah, there was a song where
Oh, wow.
they were like singing together like baking a pie.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's I want to see that. Why
yeah.
did they cut that?
There's also a
I would really.
song going back to like Earl with Earl where he's like before like this is at the very beginning when like she just
Mhm.
found out that she's pregnant.
Mhm.
And so there's a song where he's like talking about how excited he is to have a baby. He's like, "Oh, there's a baby." Is like super excited about it, but then it's
Mhm.
also like it's kind of sad because he's also like abusive both mentally and physically.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
and so it's like he's excited about it, but it's like he's not going to be a good father. Like he's not at
Mhm.
all a good father.
Yeah. And the thing where he was like, "You have to promise never to love her more than you love me," that
Yes.
made me very upset. Like I didn't like that.
Yeah, it was like a very like just not great. We don't like Earl.
Mm-mm. Like
And
and
then
like that just shows like his like jealousy and like how he just has that
yeah.
abusive mentality and stuff. So.
Hmm. And he's like doesn't I feel like he says like somewhere he's like okay, sorry, there's noises upstairs.
I
Where
was
he's
like,
like where he's like on his knees like at like Jenny. He's like I think he's like I'm going to die if I'm like not with you. And he's like saying stuff like that. Like
yeah,
that's
like
very manipulative and like
I know.
not good at all.
Mm-mm.
And she's always like there's one where like I think Becky is like, you have to break up with him, and she's just like, no, he's just in a bad state of mind right now, and he's like, and like she's making excuses for him, being like, oh, he's just not
Exactly.
good right.
Like he didn't
He's
used to
okay.
be like this.
Yeah,
Like it's just in a bad moment right now. He's not really like this.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I think that
It's
was like when they were getting hit. Like they were, she was talking like, she was like saving money. I had like a malfunction
okay.
in my
Okay.
Hmm. So like when he found all the money like in the different
Hmm.
places that she had hidden it and he was just like really upset and she was just like, "Oh, I've been saving it for her crib."
Yeah, she was like, I'm saving it for the baby, but really
Hmm.
she's like saving it for the pie contest, but
I
she can't tell him
know.
that. to like
Mm-hmm.
because she's planning to run away, like to leave him.
Exactly. Yeah.
But like
Little does he know.
yeah. And then I feel like that's when he says like you better not love this baby more than me.
Yeah, I feel like that too.
And that's when he's also like on his knees and stuff.
That was when he was like
Didn't he break his
sobbing.
guitar then too?
Yeah, that's
He
when
like
he stepped
smashed
on
his
his
guitar.
guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was, and then like Jenna was like really upset, and she
Yeah.
was, that was
And then it was
horrible.
used to be mine.
Yeah, that's when I like literally cried. That was
Yes.
just such a bad.
Oh, and Dear Baby. That's where
I know.
she's like talking about like how they're no longer attending the pie contest.
I know.
Like they're
They're
done.
like
Like
this pie
she's like
test, and we won't be attending.
she's like, and you and I will not be in attendance. And
Yeah,
then it
yeah.
goes into She's to Be Mine, and that's just like a like huge. It's like she's been planning for so long. It's like it was just that moment. She's like, I can't.
I know. Ugh, that was so sad. Like I
Yeah,
can't at that moment. That was so sad.
yeah, it was very sad.
Mm-hmm.
On a lighter note, one of my favorite parts is when she walks in on Cal and Becky having an affair, and then she like drops her tray, and then she goes. And then Becky's like, it was an accident. She's like, dropping a tray is an accident, not Cal slipped into your hoo-ha.
Yeah.
It's like whatever it was. It was like around those lines.
I know. I remember that, and I was just like, oops.
Yeah. And then it was I Didn't Plan It.
Yeah. My slime tutorial was having like a really bad glitch during the first part, and I was like, what just happened? Like I was really confused at first, but then I had to rewind, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
Okay.
Don't watch that slime tutorial. Watch the different one.
Watch the other one. Watch a different one. Yeah, I've seen a few slime tutorials. I've seen with different casts. I've seen so many.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite then?
I like the one with Allison Luff and Colleen Ballinger. I think Allison Luff was absolutely incredible as Jenna. She had so much emotion into it.
I know.
I feel like. Wait, no, you go. No, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. Something that I was like, wow, this woman is incredible actress is when she would like be like, you could just literally tell how tired and how like mentally done she was with her life, and like you can't just like do that with makeup. Like you have to be able to act that.
She was full on acting it. Yeah.
I know. I was very impressed by that. Like that is something that is hard to do.
Yeah. I think she was in Wicked too once. I think she played.
Really?
Yeah, I think she played Glinda. Or not Glinda. What? No, I'm not Glinda. She played. What's her name? The green one.
Elphaba?
Yeah, Elphaba.
Not Glinda.
Yeah, she's incredible. I think she had a pretty short run too, which is surprising because she was amazing as Jenna.
Yeah. Wow. She was so good. Mm-hmm. Like I was just like so talented.
Another like very good song that's like is what's it called? I literally can't remember anything today. The song it's one of the first songs. I think it's after The Negative, where she's like baking her pies and she's like,
oh, A Soft Place to Land?
No, not that one.
No.
I can't think of it. Wait, and then she's talking about baking her pie and she's like, and serve my worries away. I can fix this now.
Is that sugar, butter, flour. Baking can do?
Yes, that one.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of it. But yeah, I feel like that's because like it seems like a very happy song, but it's talking about her literally just like baking all of every problem she has, she bakes it into a pie. She's like,
yeah. Like I like that like double meaning, like with the like the ingredients and like this stuff, like how the pies would be named after certain things, and like it was just like a cool little double
betrayed by my eggs pie.
I know.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Like that song's great because she's like I'll just bake a pie. That's what I'm gonna do. That's how I'm gonna deal with my stress. It's not a good way. It's not a good thing to deal with her stress, but like it's what she does. And it's just like, and it doesn't work, but she thinks it works.
I know,
and she's just like, I'm just gonna put it into a pie, and serve it.
Make it okay.
Yeah, and it'll all be okay. But then
Yeah,
like eventually she realizes like this isn't gonna work out. Like I can't do this
just
for the
always.
rest of
Yeah.
my life.
Mhm.
Which is like leads to the big moment at the very end when she's breaking up with Earl, like in the
Yeah.
hospital,
Uh-huh.
which she's just like, I can't, I need to end this like now.
Mhm. Yeah, and she was like so good at it too. Like her pies were like so like
Yeah.
famous in a way, but like
Yeah.
not famous in a way because they were so good. And she was just like, and it was kind of cool too because her mother was also like passionate
Hmm.
about baking and like had
And her
kind of the same.
mother, with that too, she was also kind of in the same situation as Jenna with like an abusive
Exactly. That's what I
husband.
like was like just about to say.
Yeah.
Like they were in like the same situation. And it was kind of sad too because she
Hmm.
had like dreams that she would not like that Jenna would not be in that situation when she
Yeah.
was older.
Yeah. And then like, and the fact that her mom like passed away, like in that situation,
Mm,
like she was in that like for the rest of her life.
I
And like, I
know.
think that was another thing that led Jenna to be like, this can't continue. I
Yeah,
can't.
exactly.
I can't, because
Yeah.
I can't end up like my mother is not going to want this for me.
Hmm.
Like she knows what it was like, and she does not want this.
Yeah.
I
I kind of wonder what Earl and Jenna were like before like it got
Yeah.
all bad, like why they got married and like what that whole story
Well, he probably
was.
started off like very like he probably seemed good, but I think eventually he started
Hmm.
becoming more and more manipulative, realizing
Yeah.
like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
And I think it was in It Only Takes a Taste. We've barely
Hmm.
talked about Dr. Palmer. We should get into that at some point.
I know.
Um,
Yes, we should get into him some more.
but yeah, during It Only Takes a Taste, she says like I think she's talking to him. I think it's either no, it's before the song, where she's talking to him. She's like her and her mom like while she was like while her dad was having one of like some of his fits, her and her mom would bake a pie, and she
I
teach her like all the
know.
different recipes.
I know. That was
And
very sentimental. Like that was
yes,
very.
like where that's probably where she got it from.
Yeah,
Like baking
exactly.
the like from her and her mom being like, well, he's not like while he's mad and like
Yeah.
freaking out right now. Let's bake this
Hmm.
pie.
Let's
Calm
make this
down.
pie.
And I
Make
think
everything okay.
yeah, and I think that's where she started getting that and where she's how she started continuing to do that
Yeah.
in the
Hmm.
future. Um
Yeah.
but yeah, I think with Dr. Palmer where she like
Hmm.
started the affair, like they both knew it was wrong. But I think
Yeah.
both of them, like Dr. Palmer is really nice, like a nice guy, and he knows
Hmm.
Jenna's in a horrible
Like
situation.
yeah.
Like
Hmm.
he probably doesn't know all of it, definitely. But like he knows
Yeah.
that she's
Yeah.
not in the best situation and he just wants to provide for her. And although
Hmm.
it's not great that they're having an affair, but I think
Yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
like she's never had anything.
Exactly.
Like
And that's what made it like so easy for her to do that. Like
yeah.
she was in a bad situation. She just like he was just there. Like she just
Yeah.
was able to do that so
Yeah.
easily.
And how like during like like I think it was the second doctor's visit where they had her go like 8 in the morning or something. It was like 7 or 8. And she
Yeah,
was
and
just
he was
like
like, I wanted you to come early and stuff like
yeah. And
that.
then she runs out of her office or runs out of the office. It's like, hey, you forgot
Yeah,
your bag. And then they start kissing.
I
And it's
know.
like, that was like a big moment. And then they sing
I
Bad
know.
Idea.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Like I just think like the way like they both kind of like had something for each other because he said he wasn't really that happy and then
Yeah.
she obviously wasn't in a good situation and it was
Yes.
just like the perfect combination to
Yeah. And
do
although
so.
they didn't resolve it, like, or no, they did resolve it. What am I saying? Although they didn't, I meant like they didn't, like, what they did was not great. They should
Yeah.
not have had an affair.
Hmm.
But it was just like, it just seemed like an easy solution in a
Yeah,
way
exactly.
where it's kind of
Hmm.
like going back to the pies with the pies again, how
Hmm.
it was like tucking it away into a pie, but this time it's like, let's have an affair.
Yeah, exactly. This will make it better.
Yeah, this will fix out all the problems, and
I
it
know.
makes everything worse, really.
Hmm.
Because they said like, and make good what has been just so bad,
Yeah.
which is like one
Hmm.
of the lines they say, and it's like they're thinking of it as like, oh, we're making it better. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. And they were like, I need a bad idea. Like both
Hmm.
of them were talking about how they need it.
Yeah,
So
to
yeah.
thinking that they're gonna satisfy themselves, and no, they will never be
Yeah, exactly.
satisfied.
We'll never be satisfied.
Little Hamilton reference.
I also
Um,
loved what's his name? The um Joe
Ogie?
guy.
Joe? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
liked like whenever he would come in and he just like automatically knew everything
Yeah,
that was
he just
going
knew
on.
everything that was happening.
I know that
And I
was
love how
so
at the end he
memorable.
gave the diner to Jenna.
I know that
He
made me
passed it
very
on to
happy.
her.
Like
Oh,
I was
no.
just kind of thinking like what's gonna happen now? Like it
Yeah.
was nothing, but that happened. And
And in the hospital, like at the end, when she's like, "Can I give you a hug?" He's like, "No, you can't. Don't
I
give me a
know,
hug."
I know. Yeah, that was like I always liked how he would just be kind of like knowing everything
Yeah, he was so sarcastic.
immediately. I know, like I liked his character. Like I didn't really like his
Yes.
song.
Yeah, his
That was
song was
very boring.
okay. His song was very boring. That was I
Mhm.
love all the songs. That one, it was. I think everyone can. I agree that it's an important song,
Mhm.
but it's so like I skip
Very
over
boring.
it. I skip over it every time I listen to it.
Yeah. Like
But
he's a great character,
great
but not the
character.
best song. Not the
Yeah, not the
best.
best song. I think
Yeah.
in one of the like they eventually started casting woman as Joe and they called her Josie.
Really?
Yeah, I think they did that a
What?
few times. Yeah.
I love that.
So,
That is great.
hmm
I want to see that. That
yeah.
is great.
But yeah, what should we get into? Dawn. What's her storyline? Her storyline
Oh.
and her stuff. So
Yeah,
Dawn,
I liked her. Like I
uh-huh.
liked her because I felt like I could like relate to her
Yeah.
very
She's
easily.
just a
That
huge
was
nervous mess with
mhm.
like everything is set up in like a certain way where
Yeah,
she's
I
like,
loved when like she was like hiding from
uh-huh, from
forgot his
Ogie.
name. Yes, and like behind the menus and like trying
Yeah.
to get away from him, but he actually ended up being like really sweet and they had a lot of in
Uh-huh.
common and yeah, that was kind of
Yeah.
cool. I like
Which Todrick Hall played Ogie in the one that we both watched.
that. Mhm.
Pretty sure.
He
Yeah.
was really good.
He was
Like
very
I
good. I really
loved
liked.
watching him.
Yeah. There was one thing. Okay, so he said in like an interview thing that once since the guy that originally played Ogie was white, the cake topper was of a white had a white man on it. And so
Oh,
then
really?
and they never changed it. So then during one of the things he improv a line that was like, "Oh, he's white." Which is
Oh,
hilarious.
I know that is. Oh, wow. They. I wonder. That's interesting. They didn't like ever think to
Yeah.
change that. I guess they just
Yeah.
like forgot. Like they didn't
Yeah.
even like know.
But yeah,
But he was so good. Like
he
he was
was
like
great.
his dancing, his vocals. He was so funny too.
Uh-huh.
Like that
It
was fun
was
watching
oh,
him.
he's a great character.
Mhm.
He's kind of he's stalkerish at first.
Uh
But
huh. Yeah,
during
I was
literally
kind of thinking.
like I will never let you let me leave. I promise I'm not
Mhm.
lying. Like
I know. And he's like, I'm probably outside of
yeah,
you.
if it seems like I did, I'm probably waiting outside.
Outside. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
But yeah, and like just how nervous Dawn is and like during like I think there's one line where she's I didn't think I know there's a line where she's like cheese ricotta on Tuesday and like she lists like all the meals she has like every day and like what she has specifically and like how like everything
Yeah.
is planned out perfectly for her and during opening up she's like what's her line? It's like she's talking about how like she likes how every day is the same.
Yeah, I think it's something about that. I know that, but yeah, that's kind of difficult because I can relate to that too. But like, it's good to get out of your comfort zone, or else you like actually
Yeah.
won't do anything like with your life.
Uh-huh. And during when he sees me, when she's just like, this is a mistake, where she's
I
like,
know.
and she has like the very specific note card that she reads. She's just like, I'm a collector of exotic turtles. And it's like,
I
I've played
know.
Betsy Ross and like whatever it
Yes.
was, like 45 times or whatever it was.
I know. And when he had that in common too, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, this is
Uh-huh.
special. But that was funny. Like I was
Yeah.
like, wow, 45, 40 something
Yeah.
times. I was like, wow.
Like, I can
But
understand liking a character, but.
I know. Yeah, that's definitely a lot.
But yeah, I just love how quirky and like just different she is and how
I know.
nervous and
Hmm.
like during
Yeah.
uh what's it called? When they're singing together at their wedding, and the wedding is in the diner.
I know, yeah. And like talking about what were they
I love you
singing?
like a
Like I
table. That's
love
what
the
it's called.
table. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
and
wedding
like
was kind of cool.
her vows were a drum line, which I love because what was her line? It was something about like I have like 13 drafts of vows, and the best one was a drum line, and then she performs the drum line.
Sorry, I got.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, like I really liked her character because she was just like again like so nervous about
Uh-huh.
everything, but like I liked her like little ponytail too. That was
Yes.
just really cute. Like
And how during a soft place to land, how she like took it out, and it's like, look how pretty you are. She's like, oh, I'm not pretty. It's like you've always been pretty.
I know, yeah, that like when they were like getting her ready for
Yeah.
her like date and everything, that was kind of cool too. Like she was like when they told her she was always pretty, and she was just like,
Mhm.
that's
And
just
her in the next scene, they just be like, Jenna, your pat was too good.
yeah. I remember that too.
And then she's like, Dawn, I don't think it was my pie.
I know, yeah, exactly. I think it was you.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then yeah, she's great. I love her life. I love how like they didn't, although like of course the musical centered around Jenna, they still gave those characters like their own story too. So like they developed like, and I love
Yeah.
how at the end Dawn like offered her place for her to stay at, her to like get stable.
I know, yeah. And like
And
I like the whole idea of the different characters too cuz this morning I was just thinking like this could have just been about Jenna. Like
yes,
they didn't have to include anyone else. Or
yeah,
like they could have included other waitresses that were like working there, but they didn't have to tell their stories. Like
yeah.
those two
I think
girls
it
were
was
like
good with the
made the
three.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Like without them it would have like I feel like there wouldn't have been like a sense of togetherness
yes.
like at
And
all.
I love the negative where they're like in the bathroom.
I know, yeah.
And like
I
just
love that one
I
too.
love how Becky has so many witty remarks, like with
I
Cal.
know. Yeah, and like with the one time when she was like, he was like, "I'm gonna fire you," and she's like, "Then do it." And they were
Yeah.
just like staring down
They're
for
just
a
like
while.
staring at each other, and he's like,
I know.
Will. It's like, then do.
Ooh. And then they're just like staring, and then he just walks away.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just love that. And like in the negative, how they're just like, oh, well, he might just be not fertile.
yeah, and they're talking about like I liked that too because it was like focused on the negative. Like that
Hmm.
was just kind of a creative thing to do.
Yeah. And
So
yeah, I love that so much. And like Dawn, just the whole time she's like, oh, I love that red dress. It looks like an ice skating outfit. And then Becky's like, Dawn,
no.
no, we're not talking about that dress right now.
Not necessary right
Yeah, not the best time.
now. That's another part of her character that I like too. That she's just like
Yeah,
because of her nervousness, she's so like out of time. Just
yeah.
like that's funny. Like that adds
Hmm.
comedic relief. But
Yeah, and just when she just walks out of the bathroom, looks at the test, just goes, shit.
I know. And then the song ends.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, I love how like also Dawn with her like a lot of the time she's standing like oh, whoops, okay, wait. She's standing like this, or like she's just like her hands are
Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
clamped or something. Like a lot of
Yeah,
the
and that's
times.
another thing. Like with your character, like being in character, you can't just like be like this if you're anxious. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
be like fidgeting or like
She's like very
anxious
fidgety.
and standing. Like that all the actors and actresses in that musical were so talented. Like
Incredible, yes.
I was just like, wow. Like a lot of times like you when I'm listening to a musical or watching it, like I'm thinking about like them and what they're doing, but like during that whole musical, I was just like it was just the character. Like I
Yeah.
didn't really think about the person, like the actor.
Yeah. And one of the guy that played, what's his name? What's his name? Jenna's
The
husband.
Oh, Earl.
Yes, Earl. And he's like I've seen like videos of him. He's such a nice guy. Like the guy that
Really?
he's like so nice, but he's literally playing like a guy that's like abusive. And it's
Uh-huh.
like he's absolutely incredible. Like if you like at the very end, he's literally like smiling and like clapping like during the very end when like they're all standing in line singing the last song. And he's just like smiling, but like he's incredible too, like going from like such like a happy guy to like a very
Like,
abusive man that's like very
yeah.
manipulative.
And that's hard to do too because like acting like that and being that character and like he has different sides of him too, like where he's
Yeah.
angry or sad or just like manipulative in general, and that's
Yes.
very difficult to do.
Like during one of the beginning scenes when he was like he went to the diner just like unexpected. He's like, "Oh, Earl, what are you doing here?" And then
Exactly.
he's just like
Yeah.
and he's like, I don't like you working here. I think you should cook pies for me at home." And like
I know.
trying to get her away from other people and trying to get her away from like help and stuff.
Just to get him like get her all to his self.
Yeah.
Oh
And he's like, "You
my
should make
goodness.
pies for me at home."
Exactly.
And like
Yeah.
he's
And
like getting so mad when she's hiding the money and
I know that was horrible. Like I was just that was her only way to like
yes.
escape. And then like it just all like got taken away. That was
Yeah.
so sad. Like I couldn't with that. Like I was just so upset. And then
Hmm.
the whole she used to be mine and then everything happened after that and it was like, "Oh, wait. Maybe we have a chance."
Yes. And then I like also she has to like the whoever is playing Jenna has to like really quickly go from being like I'm breaking up with you to literally singing a happy song like in the next scene. Like so
I
quickly. Go from like
know.
a different like she just sang She Used to Be Mine. She's just like gave birth. She just is like broke up and like ended the affair and then she has to go to like this really happy song of everything changes. Like
I know. Like that was like I from that moment on there was just so much going on and
I know.
that's talent
Like
again.
it
Like
was a huge emotional roller coaster for Jenna
I
specifically.
know.
Like it's a huge moment for her too, and it's like
I
it's
was thinking, is this a true story?
no,
Because
it's not.
okay, I was gonna say it could be, but
It's based off a
I don't
movie, but
know.
the movie isn't true. No,
Isn't it's I feel like Sarah Bareilles is actually in the movie. Like
she wasn't in the movie, but she played Jenna a few times. I think she's played Jenna on Broadway and on the West End.
actually, like really, like
Yes,
wow,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
I never knew
She
that.
wasn't
I've
the
always
original, but she yeah at some point she played Jenna and played her.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. Like I always just knew her as like a music
that
writer. Like I
as
like
like Brave. I want to see you be brave.
I know. Yeah, and like all her other songs too. Like
Yeah.
I was a big fan of her when I was younger. Like I was just like
Yeah, when I found out it was Sarah, when I found out it was
all her
Sarah
songs.
Bareilles, I was like, "Whoa!" I didn't know. Like she's
I
absolutely
know.
incredible. Like writing all these songs that like
I
do
know.
like
And like
such like
writing
so many emotions
I
and
know.
feelings
Like
for
writing
these
all the
characters.
songs for a musical, like that's just like you have to put a lot of thought into that because it's more than
Yes.
just like happy little fun songs. There's also
Yeah.
sad songs and different
There's a lot
songs
of
that are like
emotion in them.
yeah, exactly. Like that's how talented of like a composer she is.
Yeah, she's incredible, and
Mhm.
it's incredible. And I just imagine being on the stage singing those songs, just
I
like
know. Oh, that would be so cool.
I
Like
know.
I was just like idolizing her when I was younger, just like
Yeah.
jamming out to all her songs. And like I found this out recently and I was like, "Wait a minute. What
Yeah.
is like I was so shocked when I found out she actually wrote like all the songs."
Hmm. I think she
Yeah.
even wrote like everything for like the instruments too. I think she
I
wrote like
know cuz like
everything.
yeah, like
Because
that I can't even like because the like writing lyrics is like fine
one
and then you
thing.
can write lyrics like write the melody with the lyrics but all the instruments in the background too like writing music like I've tried writing music for instruments not very easy
Not easy,
so
yeah.
yeah
And
that's definitely difficult.
oh, there's something I was gonna say. I completely forgot. I was gonna say something. Um, what was it? I literally can't think of it. Well, never mind. You don't get to know.
Okay, we might find out later. You might remember it.
But yeah, also I love how the band is on the stage, like in the diner.
What is it?
Yeah, like in the
I
corner.
don't remember.
Yeah, no, because you know where like a lot of the pies would be like on display. It was on top of a piano, and like the band was on
Oh
stage.
yeah, like with the yeah, I remember seeing that, but didn't remember thinking anything of it. Like I was like,
You just
that's
thought it was like
normal.
for display.
Yeah, that's what I was
You know
thinking.
that's the actual band.
Wow,
Hmm.
that's really cool. I like that a
Yeah,
lot. Like
it's
the hits are like cool, but like actually on stage, that's
hmm
really cool for
yeah.
sure.
Okay. I feel like we brushed over this like a while ago, but like it only takes a taste when
Yeah.
they're
Uh
meeting
huh.
at the bus stop,
Hmm.
and they're like just like figuring out like each other, like they're learning about each other, and him being like, I've never had a pie that good.
I know he really enjoyed it. Like
Yeah,
he
he's
even
using
had a whole
his
song.
like whatever it's called.
Yeah, yeah. I liked watching that too. He was like, "I'm off sugar," and then
Yeah,
he
never
tries
mind.
it. Never mind, not anymore.
Yeah, you know
That
they had
song,
a
I
lot
like
of
that song.
yeah like actual like sugar like actual like sugar on stage and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like during
Like
opening up, they were
real?
like pouring it, and like when they were like passing it around, like that was like actual like stuff.
Yeah, because I guess there's not really anything else you can like substitute for sugar. Like you
Yeah,
can't make
they
fake.
could just pretend to pour something, but like no, like if you
Yeah.
watch them, there's actually stuff like coming out
Uh-huh.
of it.
Yeah, with the coffee too, and sometimes like
I don't
that
know if the
and
coffee
sugar.
was
I saw sometimes. I saw the
okay,
like it actually like
because I don't know if they had the coffee like just in like those like baby bottles that like when you pour it upside down, like all
yeah.
the milk comes out. I don't know
Mhm.
if it was just like one of those where just like had pretend liquid in it, or if it was like,
Maybe.
or if they
Yeah.
actually did. I mean, they might have, if they very well could have.
Yeah. Like that was so cool. Again, going with the props and stuff. Like it
Yes.
was all just like real and it was just there. Which is cool because like usually like with musicals and stuff, it's just like a prop. Like it's fake and not
Yeah.
a real thing.
Yeah.
But
But no, they have like the actual thing, like actually pouring it in, actually
yeah.
using it. Like when I said
Hmm.
before with the girl that was pouring the sugar in the coffee and then like dropping it to get the suitcase, you could see the trail of like sugar coming down when it starts dropping, and then Dawn had to pick it up afterwards, after like Jenna's like moment, she had like bend
Yeah.
down and pick it up and put it back on the table.
Hmm. That is so good. Like how you have to have like two brains to do that. One
Yeah.
thinking about like the like non-stage character, and then one thinking about the on-stage character.
Yes. You have to be
That is,
constantly. It's crazy.
I know, like it's like really hard to do that sometimes. Like it's cool to get into character, but when there's like something that's not planned that happens, it's really
Yes.
hard to like go and fix it with your like outer mind thinking about that and your character.
Yeah, and
So
like still staying in character and like doing
mhm.
it like
Yeah.
naturally.
Hmm.
And okay, I love like when Dawn during When He Sees Me, when she's like cleaning the table. She's like, I'm cleaning it, and then she's doing the ketchup thing, and she does it on the mustard
Yes,
first because she's
it's
like
a
a huge nervous mess.
mustard. Yeah, and she was always like obsessed with that. Like if the ketchups and the mustards weren't full, then
Oh
it
yeah,
wasn't a
during
full
one of the scenes, she was
experience.
just like she was like, I'm so sorry, but the ketchup was not completely full. And then Cal's like, thanks, I'll sleep
I know.
tonight.
Yeah, I'll sleep tonight. Yeah, and she was like, the fuller the bottles, the fuller the experience.
Yes.
Oh, that was very funny. I was like, wow.
You know, she had to learn that in like a month.
Really?
Everything. Yeah. Colleen, she was like vlogging it. Like, of course,
Hmm.
not everything, but just like something. She was saying like she had a month. She got her script. She had to memorize the whole thing. She had to learn all the movement stuff, and she didn't wear her costume till opening night. She
Wow.
didn't wear her costume with the whole cast, like doing it with everyone till opening night. That was the
Wow.
first time she
That's
performed the whole thing together.
wow. Like I can
Yeah.
barely do something like I can barely memorize something in like 2 months, three
Yes,
months even.
exactly.
Like that is a lot, especially
And
when
they had
it's
to
a
memorize, and also
choreography.
with like the thousands of props they have.
I know, with all of that too, and the choreography and the sets and like all the different blocking, and it's like crazy. Like, and it's crazy when you're not doing it with people too, because like with
Yes.
blocking, you had like learning it by yourself is
Hmm.
not easy at all.
Yes.
So that's crazy. Like
Yeah.
that she was able to do that.
That's yeah. She was like it's very like quick. It's like you have to memorize everything in like 3 seconds in an 8 count.
No, yeah, like wow, that's like very talented memorization. Like
Yes.
remembering, like I can barely remember like the unit one from algebra that we learned 4 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's incredible what like those people can do, and
mhm,
yeah.
yeah,
I love Becky. I love her. I feel I know like she didn't have like the biggest plot line, but like I
mhm,
still loved her. Like she like had an affair with Cal, and all, like that was kind of a thing, you know?
yeah, it was like kind of a thing, but it wasn't
Yeah,
like really focused on. Like
yeah.
I liked her character because she was so like
A good
positive and
comedic effect.
yeah, comedic
So
too. Like
sarcastic and witty.
I know, yeah, I always liked her. Like from the beginning, like I liked her. So.
Yeah, she was great. Um, yeah, because I feel like Jenna obviously was the main character. I feel like
Mhm.
from the next one, the girls they focused on Dawn after her, and then Becky after her.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of went in order like that. Like I was
Yeah.
kind of thinking about that
Hmm.
earlier.
Yeah. And that was probably just because in the movie, Becky probably just didn't have as big of a plot line.
Yeah, is it based like off the book or the movie first?
There's no book.
There's no book. I thought there was
It's
a
an
book.
indie film. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
there was a book. Well, maybe they made one like after, but
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so yeah,
because
it's in
usually musicals are based off of like book and
yeah.
then movie and then musical. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think there was just because it was an indie film.
hmm
And so yeah. So it was based off that.
Yeah, I'll have to watch the movie too.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie. I should probably do
Oh, you
that. I
haven't?
haven't, no.
Do you think it has like all the same like songs and
That
stuff?
doesn't have any
Probably not.
songs.
It
The
doesn't have.
music, yeah, because Sarah Bareilles wrote the music for the musical.
Oh, wow. That
They
must be
took
very
this,
like.
yeah, they took the story of the film, turned it into a stage like musical.
Oh, this is very different. Like most
Yeah,
musicals I know, like they have like the some of the
kind of like
songs in
Shrek.
the movie. Yeah, like yeah, that's very interesting. Like that must be very heavy then because it's such a dark, like not dark, but like very emotional story. And now
Yes.
there's no songs to support it too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but
It's yeah, crazy.
it was so good though. Like the first time, not gonna lie, the first time I was listening to it, like I was like, am I actually gonna like this? And that's why I was like
Yeah,
really
that's what
resistant
happens
towards
sometimes.
it. And then like I actually like I listened to some of the songs and I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. And then I watched the actual thing and then I was like, wow. And then I started listening to everything. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what usually like you have to like get into it. Because like
exactly.
at
Like
first
it
you're like kind
takes
of confused, like, what's the point of this song?
exactly because you like, especially me who listens to songs out of order every time I listen to something new.
I know you
Like I'm
texted me and
sitting,
you were like, and I was like, have how far are you along? It's like, oh, these are the songs I haven't listened to. It's like I listened to them out of order, and it's like, oh,
yeah, like I always do that, like with albums and musicals and stuff. Like I always
albums it
listen
makes
to it
sense
out of.
because albums like each song usually doesn't flow into the other one.
Yeah, but the musicals, like even like if you did listen to them in order, you'd probably have to know for real like
Yeah.
what the plot is because it's not like telling
Yes,
you
there's definitely some
exactly.
things that they only say like in the dialogue,
Exactly, yeah.
which is yeah,
Like Hamilton, you can know the whole story
because it's
out
the
of the
whole thing is
soundtrack.
singing.
Because that's the whole thing. Like, there's no dialogue, but like in other musicals, it's usually just like this,
Yeah,
you don't know everything
yeah.
immediately.
Hmm.
So
With Justin, like you usually the things that you learn in the scenes dictate what happens in the music.
exactly, yeah,
So it's like some things may seem a little confusing.
yeah. But like if the song's good enough, you'll listen to it over and over again because you
Yeah.
just like it, and yeah.
Okay, this is the first musical I think I think it was one of the first on Broadway to be done by a fully woman team.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And it wasn't like they planned it either. They literally like it was all a woman
It
team.
was just wow. And that's a part of empowerment as well. Like with the whole
Yes.
like story and like being empowered enough to get out of like situations like
Out of that
that. That's
horrible
just
situation, yes.
That's just wow. That makes it even better.
Yeah.
Like
It was
wow.
like a fully woman team, and it wasn't even purposeful. It just all came together that way perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's really cool. I
Yeah.
never knew that.
Okay. But overall, Waitress is a great musical. I highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
With a great plot and like we said with women empowerment, showing how like you can do so if you're in a bad situation. And like a lot of people with this musical have gone out of their like situations.
Yeah, it's very inspiring, and like the
Yes.
songs are great too. So that's
Yes.
a plus on the side of this
But watch a
story.
slime tutorial too with it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely recommended. It makes a lot more sense, and it's just overall great because you can actually see the actors rather than like
Yes. See
imagining
the
them.
amount of emotion they have.
Mm-hmm. And the
And
talent.
you will cry, you will laugh,
Uh-huh.
you'll be happy, you'll be sad, you'll be mad.
Mm-hmm. It's just one of those musicals that's just like
Yes.
so good like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
go listen to it, go watch it, go
Follow everyone. That's a part
yeah,
of it.
go let everyone know.
Yeah. I have a really old drawing I drew of Dawn that's like really bad, but I have it.
I remember that drawing. And weren't you Dawn for Halloween
I
too?
was Dawn for Halloween last year, yeah.
I love that. That like I remember like someone I don't know. I feel like I remember seeing your costume some way somehow, but I was like,
Yeah. I think
wow.
it was at school.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. But I had no idea who you were until now. But yeah.
Well, thank you for listening
Yes.
to our podcast, Musical Chairs. I think our
Mm-hmm.
first episode was great.
Yes,
I
and
hope it
probably
was.
next time it will be in person.
I hope.
Hopefully.
We hope.
Hope.
We're hoping.
But like thanks for watching Musical Chairs.
Yes.
So
Every week, every Friday, we have a new episode on YouTube and Spotify. And you should also follow our social medias.
yes, the
Do that.
Instagram, the TikTok, it's everything. It's basically just
Yeah.
Musical Chairs podcast. So.
Yes. Thank you. I'm Joshua.
And I'm Chloe.
And that's it. Goodbye.
Bye.